all these concourses right here on the escalator, and then a train comes and arrives and picks you up to the main center, which takes me to the MARTA. Look at that. Amazing.
We're coming in like midday, so we'll be like
Wow, look at this. I just arrived at Atlanta Hartsfield International, and this airport is huge. You've got about like 6 or 7 concourse. I believe this is the busiest actually in the world. Wow. Look at the dome, the multi-levels. This airport is huge. It's like you're in a luxury shopping mall, literally. So, looks like this is the... Wow,
the train to the airplane, where there are Delta Airlines and Southwest Airlines check-in kiosks next to the airport station. Tome el tren en avión, documentando en los kioscos de Delta Airlines y Southwest Airlines que están a un lado de la estación de aeropuerto.
Wow, they actually speak Spanish on the trains. There's a lot of historic buildings here too. All the masonry. We are on Peach Street in Alabama. As you can see here, wow, the streets are so much tighter and narrow than I thought. Feels a lot different being here as a visitor. And then as you can see here, this is the underground entry pavilion. And once we walk along, you can see here Best of Atlanta. All of these nice historic buildings right here. All these restaurants, shops. Let's go on here. Wow. Makes me think if Las Vegas didn't exist, I'd probably live around here. Now, one of the issues here is you got a lot of these unusual people yelling stuff in the streets, and some places you go, you still see some trash and things don't smell right. But other than that, pretty incredible city if you ask me. Alright, and we are here at the Government Center in Atlanta. This is MLK, and we got here Washington Street, and look at this building right here of agriculture. Pretty nice. And then you've got this, I believe, more classical building right here. It's the state capitol, and it's the historic ground, believe it or not. I believe this is neoclassical or Beaux Arts. Not 100% sure. So I believe this was the site, as you can see here, of the City Hall. And look at this beautiful, wow, Gothic style cathedral right here across the street. A lot of beautiful historic buildings. This is the sign of Interstate 75 and 85. And look at this. Wow, look at this right here. You've got all this liberalism, mass immigration pumping, immigrants and refugees welcome. Isn't that a shocker? A lot of this stuff going on in Atlanta, believe it or not. Yeah, well, you know, believe it or not, this state went very close to electing Stacey Abrams for governor, but unfortunately that blue shocker wasn't that strong enough. And now let's go look at the entablature, the decorative Corinthian capitals, the front portico, as you can see here, the pediment, beautiful cupola and lantern, beautiful, amazing architectural details. Wow. Maybe we should have had more of these beauties here in Las Vegas. Wow, amazing. Let me know what you guys think. Wow, look at this rotunda right here.
This was the way things were supposed to have been. As a young child, I resented it. Almost everything that was fun.
Attitude comes from
Ladies and gentlemen, we're in the Atlanta streetcar, and this is the flat Turon building. These are all the high rises.
Oh, okay.
Look at this amazing streetcar right here. Nice ride. Look at this. This is Midtown. They're building new high-rises. I believe this is the tallest building in the South right there, built in 1992. Look at all these high-rises all the way up and down. Interesting. And then this is the world of Coca-Cola and the Georgia Aquarium, and they're about to expand.
Hustle man. Ain't number one you looking at.
Yeah.
I sell stuff. I got cucumbers. I like this building. I got this fresh cucumber almond.
Yeah.
I'm famous Amos.
Uh-huh. Tell me about it.
Yes, sir.
no point. It's a, so what you call it,
Lots of traffic here, lots and lots of traffic. 75-85 connector.
I gotta keep the cookies tight.
Awesome skyline, awesome natural beauty. Wanted to show you some amazing views of the Atlanta skyline. This is Midtown, and behind that you see Buckhead and Sandy Springs. In my opinion, they should build a skyscraper 20 miles west or east of Atlanta so you can see all the major skylines. Take a look. Look at this, all these lights down the street. Isn't that beautiful or what? Olympic Park, right over there. CNN Center. As you can see here, Georgia Aquarium. They're actually expanding it. Here's more. how beautiful this is. So green. My goodness. Putting my feet in water. Haha. Everybody, look at the beautiful Atlanta skyline. Look at these shotgun houses. Look at these neoclassical plantation style home. Look at these Queen Anne, folk, Victorian era homes. You see more of these homes along the way across the street. What a beautiful street. And guess where we are? We are at the Martin Luther King Jr. National Historic Park. And this is his birthplace home, and he was raised here till he was 12 years old. Now, of course, as you know, Martin Luther King championed for equal rights for people of color, particularly African Americans. But then a lot of people say that this individual was controlled opposition. Again, you have to hear stories from other sides. Of course, we've heard that a lot about Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton. Now, the thing is that I believe in equal rights, but the problem is today we have a lot of affirmative action programs that discriminate against white males, depending on how you look at it. And the problem with the civil rights era is that, yes, it's true we need equality, but this idea that they wanted to bring diversity also meant importing cultures from around the world that did not provide a net benefit to our society, particularly from Asia and Latin America, with open borders and non-merit immigration. And I just have to say, I like these historic buildings. They are very, very beautiful. And not to mention, the museum also featured individuals like, I believe, Congressman Lewis, Jimmy Carter. Now, there are still, to be respectful, a lot of problems that we are facing in the African American community. And as you can see here, the tour is happening right now. And let's just move along. As you can see here, this is a park across the street. Look at these beautiful, beautiful homes. And one of the issues that we have in the African American community is that a lot of children, however, are born out of wedlock, and that is a significant problem, as you can see. Not to mention the opportunities for Black Americans, nevertheless, due to outsourcing of American jobs, immigrants competing for their wages, particularly illegals. That certainly has a significant impact. Banking policies have disproportionately affected them. The list goes on. But believe it or not, based on my research, African Americans do pretty well compared to many other cities across America when it comes to the city of Atlanta. But the question is, a lot of people wonder, why is it that there are differences still that linger? Now, many people do think that some of it could be biological. We don't know. It's a very complex structural problem. But make no mistake, I want progress and opportunities among all races. And I certainly have to tell you, I really want this good quality architecture to really come back. Now, Mr. King talked about ending forced segregation. The thing is, you have to understand, though, that we still, in a way, have segregation in the U.S. We have de facto segregation. And make this very clear, I'm against forced segregation and forced integration. You also have to keep in mind that Mr. King was a Republican, and I think that if Mr. King were to see the Democrat Party today, he would be ashamed of himself, considering the abortion, how it just confronted the Senator Kirsten about what was going on, the family structure, the massive immigration. After all, the King family did support Donald Trump, and of course Donald Trump did impose the birthplace as a national historic site. Now the question is, if blacks are having a lot of problems in America, I guess you can ask, why don't they separate and create their own country? You tell me. And of course, if they were to do that, many people can argue they'll be worse off, because again, it is still European Americans who are still supporting them through many other means. Now, to be fair, of course, prior to the 1960s, it doesn't seem like blacks were really treated equally. And again, I'm not trying to bring down a certain group of people. I just believe that every group of people, regardless of how you classify yourself, has their pros and their cons. So that's just how it is. You know, my group of people have their pros and cons, and I have nothing to be ashamed of myself. I just am proud of who I am, and we just have to respect who we are. So again, we have to understand that all these cultures make up America, and
Hello, I hope you're talking to the radio.
yes.
Yes, and you are so right. It is so important. Yes, America is a melting pot, and I don't understand what's going on now. Why people are pretending.
That's right.
Because
And
you
it
know
should be
it's funded
inclusive.
like that. It's inclusive. Absolutely. You keep on doing it. Honey.
I'm from Maryland. And I
I'm
came
from Las
here to
Vegas.
visit. Okay.
I'm from the Virgin Islands.
Look at that.
But it depends on the management too. Management has to be good. Melting pots have to work. They have to get along.
Sure.
Okay.
But it depends on like how it's changing.
Yeah.
Like I don't want some people to just disappear.
Exactly.
You know, that's what I'm talking
Can I
about.
take your picture?
Yes, absolutely.